It was all a dream. Only for me, I didn't read Word Up magazine. All the reading that was done for me started off on the early days of the internet. From the CIA World Factbook, where I would learn about flags around the world, to the day-to-day, week-by-week, month-by-month, year-to-year, reading on the internet about places around the world. Though my voyaging started off at an early age, 10 years ago this month is when my true voyaging began. And I'm not talking about just traveling. I'm talking about a life of voyaging. This journey has been unbelievable. From living dreams in Europe to storytelling in the Pacific Islands. And the best part about this voyage, it's still going. Now, for those that are new following, I guess I'll catch you up to where I've been for the past 10 years. In February 2016, I decided to finally close a chapter of the 9-to-5 life, the rat race, and saving up for years, planning for years, to finally live a life of traveling, a life of voyaging. My voyages began in Europe, starting off in the Netherlands and ending in the islands of Greece, with a lot of voyaging in the former Yugoslavia, Romania, Bulgaria, and parts of Western Europe. I then boomeranged back to the States to spend some time with family. Took a train across the US, traveled to Hawaii, beginning what has now been 8 to 9 years of voyaging around the Pacific Islands. From the mountains of Hawaii and Aotearoa, New Zealand, to the islands of Palau, Kiribati, and most recently, Tokelau. My journey began as an innocent voyager wanting to travel around Europe, to becoming a photographer, a storyteller, and now founder of a nonprofit called One Ocean, One People. I've learned many things along the way. I've had beautiful experiences, and I've also had challenges, both external and internal. And as I said, the beautiful part of this voyage, it's still going, which I like to poetically put. The story is still being written. The best part about being home is that I finally had the opportunity to take a step back from the day-to-day voyage. And the thing that stood out the most is the reminder that my whole life is dedicated to voyaging. That though I've spent the past 8 to 9 years in Oceania, Oceania is very much a chapter in a greater story. I don't know where I'll end up in the next 5, 10, 15 years. But all I know is I want to keep going. And that keep going is going to bring me places that I've always dreamed of going. That spark in my heart that has led me to travel the Greek islands, down to the islands of Tokelau, is still there. It's going to bring me to the islands of Indonesia. It's going to bring me to Central Asia. It's going to bring me to Africa. It's going to bring me back to the cities of Europe and beyond. Last week, I decided to just geek out on ChatGPT and what I called A Perez Voyages vision board. And even though it's online and I'm typing all my dreams, it gave me a vision board of my life voyage. And because my voyages are coming in chapters, I was able to map out just how the rest of my life is going to be. And it really excites me. Though it is in ways terrifying because we're talking about the future, But that's what I said 10 years ago. And here I am, in a place I didn't expect to be. But that's because everything turned out way better than I thought it would. And that's how I see it happening in the next 5, 10, 15 years. Before I started this life of voyaging, I gave myself the name Support the Voyages because it sounded right for me. It clicked when I saw it recommended to me by a friend on Facebook. But the more and more I travel, the more and more I learn, the more and more I spend time with people, the more and more I learn about myself. And the more and more I travel exactly to the vision I've seen most of my life, the more the name Voyager makes sense. And the more I become that name, a Voyager. You know, as I said, this journey has evolved me in many ways. So I believe I'm exactly where I'm meant to be because of voyaging. You know, I started off as a YouTube vlogger with an iPhone 5S to now holding gear to tell a story while also living my dream, while also leaving an impact in the humanities for future generations. I've been honored to leave a lasting impact in the hearts of many, whether it's through my old YouTube videos across Europe, older YouTube videos in the islands of Kiribati, Tuvalu, and other Pacific islands, the documentaries like Living Like a Hawaiian, Living Like a Palauan, and other works I've done in Tokelau and American Samoa. There's something I'm bringing to the world that is having an impact that's positive. And once again, I'm honored. And I'll have to say it again. This journey continues, which means everything I just mentioned continues too. Though this journey has been beautiful, it is also imperfect. And yes, I've faced many challenges, whether it's external from finances to clashes with people to internal conflicts within myself, from being away from family too long to some moments running out of money. But the one thing I've learned in the past 10 years, if you're really passionate about something, if you put your heart into something you want, you're always going to find a way to achieve it. I think the voyages speak for themselves, especially the content I've been blessed to share. On a personal note, especially on the home front, the return home has been more challenging than previous gaps. You know, the family dynamics that I've been used to are very different, which is requiring me to be more present in the moment to moment, if that is understood by many, which I'm pretty sure it is. But as I've said, this is all an ongoing story being written. I have been blessed to be able to capture stories from people in my voyages, but I'm also honored to share mine that continues to inspire people too.
The incredible thing about traveling the Greek islands, no matter which island you go to, it's just a new and different sense of beauty that awaits.
While it's been so cool to reflect on the past, and while I'm definitely rooted in my present, there is so much to look forward to. Yes, it is terrifying what lies ahead, but there's so much more I'm excited about, even in the unknown that's to come. Whether that's my intended return to Tokelau, to the islands of Micronesia, Central Asia, this story still continues. And I'm grateful to all of you, old, new, far, wide, friends, strangers, people that I've met along the way. I want to thank you for supporting everything that I do. Support my innocent voyaging. And yes, that's including my beloved mission, One Ocean, One People. Which I'll have to add that One Ocean, One People is a Oceania-centered nonprofit and mission. But something tells me it is so much more that goes beyond the boundaries of Oceania. Coming down from that high, I am extremely honored and grateful to be able to continue doing this, following my dreams, following my passions, learning along the way, whether it's through the place or the people, and being able to leave something behind, especially on this YouTube channel. With that being said, if anybody wants to support me, my voyaging, especially One Ocean, One People, My GoFundMe is still up. I have a Patreon account if you want to see what's going on behind the scenes or in my head. During this voyage reset, I am working on a lot behind the scenes. I still have a lot of content to catch up on in the Pacific. I've been working on applying for grants and seeking sponsors for One Ocean, One People to fund the deeper parts of this mission that is hard for me to do on my own. I am seeking anybody who's got connections who would be willing to work with One Ocean, One People. Please send me a message. This is huge, man. We're talking about a life of voyaging, a life of travel, a life of immersion, a life of storytelling through people, as well as my story.
Oh, hello, America.
Oh, before I go, I was thinking about incorporating my current plans in the Pacific and my next immediate voyage, which is my return to Tokelau, but I'm gonna actually make a separate video for that just to get into details without you kind of get where I'm at. I think the biggest challenge for me since the beginning, and it still is a challenge now, though things are a bit different for me, is funding and financing my voyages. One Ocean, One People was built to help fund the deeper aspects of storytelling. You know, finding translators, finding guides and liaisons to guide me in cultures and places that are not my home. And also the deeper impacts in storytelling in the humanities. But as far as voyaging itself, I've been surviving off of work that I've done along the way, whether it's working at Home Depot in South Carolina or living a life in Hawaii, to side gigs recently along the way, whether it's videography or now taking on photo shoots, which is no surprise, kept me going to a point. But as I continue on, as I do get older, I am looking harder to find ways to keep this going, keep this funded, how I can blend voyaging with sustainability and keeping the finances going. Now that I'm a videographer, now that I'm a photographer, and especially so as a storyteller who's improved his media along the way that stays true to the passions, I have no doubt that I will make it happen. But see, the thing is for me, I'm trying to keep it to where it stays true to passion, if that makes any sense. I really don't want to make passion become a job, if that makes any sense. I am always open to feedback. Anybody has any suggestions, please drop a comment below or send me a message on social media. Well, that caps it off for today. Stay tuned for more. And as I always used to say, once the traveling begins, the voyage never ends.